Hi, my name is Tyler Beeb. I'm Advanced Business Communications and Cons. This is the Business Model Canvas by Tal Habib. What we're going to be talking today is about real estate, the Business Model Canvas. And it is basically the introduction. What is it? How did it come to be? And what are the 9 building blocks that is so infamous? What is a business model canvas? It's a strategy which businesses use in order to ensure customer satisfaction, want, automation, waste, and company product and processes. Attaining customer satisfaction in turn creates increased sales, goodwill, positive attitude, and referrals. It is literally a chart on one page. What that means is, take a look at this. I created this. It didn't take very long. It doesn't look that pretty, but I created it, and that's what it is. Right here, those are your 9 building blocks, which we'll get into in a little bit. Where did it come to be? How did it come to be? Alexander Osterwalder is an entrepreneur, speaker, and the inventor of the business model canvas. And he invented this model as a practical application to challenge new and existing businesses to help reinvent it. Businesses such as 3M, Deloitte, Microsoft, NASA, Ericsson, they are all students of the business model canvas. It took, just fun facts here, it took 9 years of research and practice. There were 470 co-authors involved, 19 book chunks, 13.18 gigabytes of content, 200 copies of messed up test print, just for fun. The basic fundamentals and concepts. The theory of the business model canvas is simplistic in concept. It is procured by the basic fundamentals, which make up the 9 building blocks. We're going to get into that again. Once filled out, once filled out, a business is ready to go. No longer is there a need for a long business proposal. The concept is to change any business hurdles head on. On one sheet of paper, the BMC comes alive. It's a living, breathing entity. It's there for the businesses so that they can constantly update it, constantly change it. And anyone can come in there. An intern can come in there, all the way to a senior vice president or the CEO can come in and say, okay, what is it? Let me take a look and look at the 9 building blocks. Look at the building model canvas and take a look and say, you know what? I got it all down. I know exactly what it is. I know what the financials are. I know who my customers are. I know what the customer segments are. I know everything. So here are the 9 building blocks. Okay, there is customer segments. Customer segments are an enterprise, an organization, a company. All have one trait, and that is identical to a restaurant, and that is a service. Every company needs this. They have to have great service in order for that company to succeed. Those are the decisions made every day by businesses, and realizing the customer segments are the most important piece in the building blocks. That's why there's 4 different, at least 4 different subcategories, which are the mass market. That is everyone. So cars, the company that sells cars have a market for everyone. It's a mass market. A niche market is for those that need particular things. That is like a Rolls-Royce, Purple Diamond, or Maria Bryant, or something like that. Multi-sided platforms. Think of a credit card company, and they bring a merchant, and they bring a customer, and they bring them together, and now those two can conduct business. But it's being done because of the credit card company, and they are a multi-sided platform. Diversified, that is where a company can, or an enterprise can sell to multiple different segments to the customer. A value proposition is the second building block. It's values that offered to a customer are either satisfied by quantitative or qualitative propositions. Quantitative meaning the price of the unit, and qualitative meaning overall customer experience. Attracting those customers by showing them the need for services and products, and enterprises offering the value needs to be seen. Apple attracts customers by iProducts versus Google disrupts that trend with the complexity of the Android product. Number 3, channels. Because of the channel types in 5 phases. There's direct and indirect phase, or channel types, and there's 5 phases: awareness, evaluation, purchase, delivery, and after sales. There's customer relationships. It's a fourth building block, and if enterprises need to find need proximity with its customer segments, and how close does it want to be to the customer relationships. In business vary the same. They do in personal lives. Oftentimes they are more sensitive. So think of American business versus Asian businesses. If you go to either one of those places, it's going to be different. In how you, in your demeanor and everything that you do in order to conduct that business. Revenue stream. Excuse me, this is the money coming into the enterprise from each customer segment buying the particular product or service. The cost of the item has to be taken out before earnings can be seen. Revenue is further broken into 2 parts: transaction and recurring revenues. Sixth building block is key resources. These are resources that exist to create value for the customers. They are assets which are vital for the existence and sustenance of the enterprise. Key activities. The building block ensures that the businesses use the block to describe important key factors which will guarantee its success. That was the 7th building block. The 8th building block is key partnerships, and getting key partnerships. You want to create, form, forge those key partnerships, and crucial because when 2 or more enterprises can benefit from each other, it is more than likely that they will form. So they could be stronger and better, and they can offer better things to all their customers. Cost structure. This is the 9th building block. It describes all the aspects of an enterprise to conduct the business without knowing the cost structure and how much everything is. Obviously if it's more, then they're just not going to do it. Benefits and uses. All the startup businesses are doing it. All the existing businesses that see benefits in it, like Microsoft and all these guys, NASA, they all do it because they know what the deal here is, and that it's amazing. So the business model canvas has pros and cons, just like everything else in life. Here are the pros. The pros are there are 9 core sections to fill out. They're easy to read in one page, including financial information. It's dynamic in nature and means anything can be changed at any time with little effort. Cons. Okay, the cons: least amount of info possible compared to a business plan. No detailed structure for who the business is. No plan and vision for the future or the enterprise to get there. Meaning that they don't have a vision for the future in their building model canvas. Okay, it's uninformed decision making. And then there are 2 different companies that, or 2 different concepts that also try to beat it. One is the lean business model. However, the lean business model is the same as the business model canvas. The only difference is they changed some of the verbiage. The great thing about it is that Alexander created what is pretty sweet, and that is a Creative Commons license. Basically, anybody can come in there and change it up, just like business that needs to be constantly changed and reviewed. Same with the business model canvas, and constantly reviewed and changed. The lean planning methodology has 5 different components to it. Pitch a defining hypotheses. It's more like a scientific approach to it. The second one is produce an action plan and test hypotheses that redefine the pitch. 3 is produce a financial plan that supports the action plan. 4 is grind out all the specific requirements. of 5 track performance. So it's very, very similar to a scientific approach. In conclusion, I think Alexander Osterwalder and the research and 450 co-authors who assist him in making the BMC as fortified as it is, they did a great job, and I love them. They've helped me make my company and my restaurant. So I think they've done a great job. It's a beautiful piece of work, and it deserves all the attention that it has received throughout the years. In under a decade, it has built up those companies hit hardest by the recession, and it brought it back. It created many startup enterprises, which are still successfully running. Finally, it is, again, a living, breathing entity, and it's like you and me. Thank you very much. I appreciate your time. Have a good night.